Well, hello and welcome. My name is Callie, and I just welcome you to the channel. On this channel, I do Bible-related junk journaling, basically. And today we're going to make this little folio. Now, what this actually is my Bible reading plan for the year. As you'll see in a moment, my Bible reading plan was just a couple of printed out sheets of paper, and I've turned it into this. So basically, it's got a little tie strap, and then we just unfold it, and it's got each month and each day and what you're reading. And so we got this nifty little folio here, and then I can just tuck it in. Oops. If I can learn how to use it. Then I can just tuck it right into my Bible. Just like this. Now it's a little bulky, but I'm okay with that because so is my ESV study Bible, which is what I'm doing my Bible reading plan in. And I just want to say, if yours is different than mine, use this video as an idea. Use it as a kind of a launch pad for your own idea about how to make your own little folio just to make it fun. So let's get started. To make this thing, we're going to start out with the Bible reading plan that I'm using, which is this one. Now, to get this one, I just Googled like 1 year Bible reading plan free PDF or something like that, and this came up. It's big enough that you can actually see the boxes on it, and so this is the one that I shared with my church, and so this is the one we're doing. I don't know, after I decided to make this video, I went back looking for it again so I could give credit to the website. I'm pretty sure it came from a church website, but I couldn't find it. But it does have this little accreditation down at the bottom there. Career Essentials, Creative Designs by Jennifer. And then it gives I guess it's an email address. I don't know, maybe if you Googled that, you would find this exact one. And so, because there's a gazillion different Bible reading plans, free ones, online. It just really depends on what you're looking for. I like the straight through rather than one that kind of like sends you to different parts of the Bible every day. I just do better if it's straight through. That's just me. And so this is the one that I chose. And so the first thing I want to do is I'm actually going to take some measurements on this to get an idea. Of course, I'm going to cut this one down. I love the design of this one. Okay, 4 3/4. But being a junk journal, I can't just leave it like this. 2 1/4. So, we're going to make it fancy. Now, you've seen this before on my channel. What we're going to do, I've got my little Tupperware sandwich container and some just acrylic paint in brown. Don't need a lot for this project. And then a little bit of water. I made another video about doing this to distress paper, and one of the commenters called this a wash, and I was like, yeah, that's what it is. It's a wash. I was like, I don't know, I'm using watered down acrylic paint to distress paper. It's a wash. That makes perfect sense. And then this is just an old makeup sponge that I've used for this in the past. And I want to do this first so that this has time to dry. And I'm going to do this before I cut it because it's going to curl up a little bit. And it'll be easier if it's like one big curl instead of 12 little curls. Easier to deal with later. I chose some papers and cardstock here. I've got all fresh new pieces of scrapbook paper, and this one is cardstock. This is just regular weight paper. This one is card, and this of course is just an 8.5 by 11 brown cardstock. So I'm going to start with this one. We're going to score it at 5.5 inches. Okay. So that gives us the basic inside. And then with this one, we're going to cut it at 8 1/4. Yes. Or 8.5. We'll go 8 1/4. And then we're going to also cut it. We're going to cut 1 inch off of it. Okay. Let's take off another 1/4 inch. Or even 1/8 of an inch. This will make sense in a second. Oops, that's the scoring one. Okay. So yeah, I just scored that. Now, what we should have is a brown one that's just a little bit bigger than this one. About the same all the way around. Yep, okay. It's not even folded straight. Oh well. Okay, so that's our basic cover. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to put some things here. I have some pressed flowers. from my garden. You'll have to pardon me for a minute while I go into analysis paralysis for a little bit. Okay, I think it's going to be like this. Before I move this, okay, and we'll glue it down perfectly once we get ready to actually stick this all together. Okay, so we're going to use that. Okay, so I cut these out using this little swivel blade. As you can see, I didn't cut them out exactly on the pencil marks, but works out just fine. Here's the other piece that I cut out. Okay, so we just came through Christmas and somehow no acetate. I don't know what happened there, but I've got this stuff. You've seen these before. Usually your sheets come in these. And so I'm going to use some of this. And basically just cut out a little piece of it. Ooh, something I should have done. Just a little inking. Sometimes working with things like this takes a little patience. Why is my art glitter glue acting like Fabrifix? Oops. Schmear. I can't help but be messy with this. Edge this open a little and get this part glued. Trying not to get Fabrifix strings in my window. Okay. I've got that glued down on this side, but I do need to glue this side. Now I got my my Bible reading plan all distressed. And I'm going to pull out my cutter. And I'm just going to eyeball this and cut these down. Even if they're not perfectly straight. Okay, I got all those trimmed up, and then I remembered, oh yeah, I kind of wanted to tear them. Well, I'm not going to tear them now, so what do we junk journalers do when we cut something we mean to tear? We round corners. Don't we, though? Alright, corners are all rounded, and as you can see, they are not all the same size. But that's okay. Now we're going to work with this stuff. I picked this for my little accordions here, and this is a pretty paper, but it's far too clean and not grungy enough. And so I will grunge it up, but first, we need to do some trimming on this. This is the room I have to work with in our folio. I've got about 5.5 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these to be 5 inches tall. Now, what I want to have happen here, I want them to accordion this way. So yeah, they're actually going to get trimmed this way at 5 inches. I'm going to trim 2 of them that way. Scrap pile. And then what's going to happen is these are going to get glued together like this. I want them both to be right side up. Okay, so my up is that way. And I'm just going to glue stick them together. Whoops. Okay. Up is facing that way. Now, try to line them up. Okay, close enough. And we're making 2 of these. So, we're going to score this at 1/4 inch. This gives us a little flap to glue down to the folio. Oops, don't cut it. I could. If I messed up the edges or whatever, I could trim those now because I have plenty to work with here. Okay, so we'll score that. And we'll fold that away from us. And then we're going to flip it over. And we're going to score it at 3 inches. Right there. Nice and straight. Ooh, that didn't feel like it did much. It did. Okay. Alright. Then we're going to flip it around this way. Oops. Line this up at 3 inches. And score. And then line this up at 3 inches again. Cut. Alright, so now we got this little guy like this. Okay. Now we've grunged them. How about some stamps? Of course we have to have some mushrooms. And I have some butterflies. Oh, and look at those. Those are cute. Let's do little bird. Okay. Now, as you can see, these will be somewhat covered up, but that's okay. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start gluing down our months here. And I thought I tried a few different things, few different colors to kind of see what would work. And I ended up going with the aged mahogany. And so we're just going to edge these. So January is going to go here, February, March. Okay. Totally eyeballing it. Well, the sun came out. Last one here, this is December. Okay, so I'm just going to decide exactly where I want these. And I'm going to put a little pencil mark right down here. And then the other pencil mark I'm going to put it at the top because that's where my little glue flap is. So right now, I have some interesting book pages that I thought about using here. Okay, I think this is it. This is the last thing. I'm totally winging it. We're going to go right here. Punch a hole. And then we're going to come down here and punch a hole. Okay. Obviously, if I don't glue that, I'm going to pull it loose all the time, which wouldn't be the end of the world. But I'm going to glue it. I think it's done. Until next time, we'll be talking to you.